Knick of Time show. Go check out that show. It's a great show. It's a great show.
New York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is JLS from the Knick of Time show, here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just beat the Portland Trailblazers. That's right. Those Blazers just won 5 in a row, but they lost to us 123 to 114. Josh Hart gives you 18.6 assists, 1 block. OG gives you 24.7 rebounds and 3 assists. Karl-Anthony Towns gives you 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks on the night. Mikal gives you 18.6 assists, 6 rebounds with 3 steals and a block. And Mitchell Robinson also gives you 6 points, 11 rebounds with 3 steals. Knicks hold Portland to 30% from 3, right? And we also turned them over with 22 points off of turnovers. And we did all this without getting to the free throw line. Knicks only went to the line 8 times the entire night, while the Portland Trailblazers got 25 points from the free throw line, or 25 attempts at 3-point line, mind you. The Knicks still prevailed and beat the Portland Trailblazers. And on the road, man, it was a nice win. I want to talk about it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's enjoy it, man. It's been doom and gloom in Knicks land for the last week. There's ups and downs. So I'm happy to have this win. I do not take this win lightly. On the road, the team has been beating teams. They just beat Houston, all right? So we can't sleep on beating this team. This team just beat Houston. They're legit, and we found a way to win in the fourth quarter. So let's talk about it. Before I do, I'm gonna introduce you to the Latin assassin. You already know, ESPN contributor, Bleacher Report contributor, Lee Escobedo. What's good, Lee?
My brother Jay, man, I'm wearing my psychedelic gear because we just beat the Portland Trailblazers, a very psychedelic city, and Bob Weir, legendary American guitarist for Grateful Dead, the most psychedelic band of all time, passed away yesterday. So I got in the spirit, and I'm in my psychedelic bag, and I'm psyched off of a win. What can I say? It has been a very difficult 2 weeks of Knicks basketball, especially on the defensive side. And while I still have major concerns, as I tweeted out before the game started, we are still a soft-ass team. However, this is not a win that should be overlooked against, as JL has said, a streaking, competitive, hard-playing, great intangible Portland Blazers team who had all 4 of their best players playing tonight on the floor, all 4 of them incredibly impactful. I'm talking about Shaedon Sharpe, Tamani Kamara, Donovan Kleingen, and Denny Apak, who balled out today against the New York Knicks. So this was a great win. This is a win to relish, and a great win to hopefully turn the momentum of what's been a really porous defensive effort.
Exactly. And here's the thing I want to highlight some of the things that the Knicks have been struggling with up to this point, and point out, even though these wins aren't perfect, even like there are still certain things that are building on that I want to point out, right? Because when you talk about softness, you talk about the compete level. One of the things that has been gotten into the Knicks psyche has been the lack of calls and how they respond to the lack of calls. Today was a great case study of how the Knicks should respond without getting calls. Karl-Anthony Towns in particular, I'm going to get to you, right? There was a play. You already see, I tweeted this out. There was a play where he head fake, got his man in the air. The man lands on him. He shoots the ball. He gets no foul call. Anybody else in the NBA gets that foul call, but Karl-Anthony Towns did not complain. He kept playing defense. He kept playing the game. You didn't see the barking and getting out of your mind with the overly complaining with the rest. I felt like we still kept competing. 25 fouls to 8 fouls, we still kept competing. and we actually pulled out the game. And that's what I want to see from these Knicks from now on, because there's going to be games where the ref's going to be on your side, ain't going to be on your side, and we still have to find ways to win. And today I felt like we found ways to win, whether it be getting offensive rebounds, whether it be hitting timely threes, whether it be turning the ball over into fast break chances for the Knicks. I felt like we found ways to win, and that's something I want to see the Knicks build on from last week to today until the future.
Jay, I told you before the show started, I have some flaming hot takes. Would you like for me to be positive first or negative first?
Let's do positive first.
Okay.
And I'll let you go. You want to say the negative for later?
Yeah. I'll finish with the negative later on the show, but I'll stay positive right now. First and foremost, Duece McBride, we're looking at a top 5 shooter in the NBA. This man is a knockdown sniper. Never needs to be any more trade packages to bring Donte DiVincenzo back to the Knicks. I know people love the power of friendship. They love the Villanova reunion. I don't really give a damn about any of that. I care about winning a chip. And the guy that we have that plays that role is Duece McBride, who is a better defender in every way than Donte DiVincenzo, and in my opinion has become just as good of a shooter than he was in that season, his lone season here with the Knicks. I'm a massive Duece McBride fan. It is so crucial when you're trying to win a championship to have at least one guy that's homegrown on your roster that has been through your farm development lead, that's gotten better every year, added something to his game every year, and luckily we have 2. And Mitchell Robinson and Duece McBride. Duece, to me, deserves consideration for Sixth Man of the Year and Most Improved Player. He has become, even though he had an off shooting night. Also, let me just say, I only watched second half. I was trying to. My mom's been in the hospital, and I had to help her out for the first half, so I only have to watch second half. But what I saw was Duece McBride's unbelievable defense and unbelievable shooting keep the lead and let this close out this game. His ability to be able to be a closer with Brunson is so crucial. Now, there's negatives to his game as well. I've noticed that he has that ability. Jay and I have talked about it. He can put the ball on the floor at this point in his career and do a little snake dribble into the mid-range. Love that about him. What he can't do is he can't create passing lanes going east to west. He doesn't have the dribble to be able to navigate, use a screen, find that like Coet does, and find that bounce pass to a cutter. He has none of that. He cannot create for others. He can create for himself, though. He has that Kobe White 2-dribble pull-up that he didn't have last year. Now he does. So maybe next year he might gain some of that playmaking role. It's not there yet. But damn it, the shooting, just the absolute clutchness of him to have 2 shooters, him and Brunson, that can give you that, it's immeasurable. You can't put a price tag on it. Unlucky for us, we're going to have to put a price tag on it this summer when he comes up for an extension. But Duece McBride, I wanted to start the show. Every time I've gotten on here and I've been frustrated and I've gone on my monologues, Jay's clipped them, posted on YouTube, I always leave out Duece McBride for my criticism because to me, Duece has been the most consistently badass player on our team. The other badass player is Josh Hart. To me, his value has been cemented. I think there's a lot of times all of us fans go up and down on the Josh Hart, how we feel about him, his impact, his importance, where he fits in a hierarchy of Knicks fans. But I think his impact energy-wise, all the extra intangibles of diving for loose balls, getting an offensive rebound, find that secondary pass, the outlet passes for transition points, all those things are so crucial. I thought his defense was the best on Avija. In that fourth quarter, his rim protection going up vertically stopped Avija from really taking over the game. I mean, OG can't do it. Bridges couldn't do it. Josh Hart could do it. So as a connector, he has become absolutely invaluable. If you decide to trade him at some point for whatever reason, you really, pun intended, you lose your damn heart of your team. You really have to rebuild the offense without losing him because him and Mitch are so crucial in a secondary chance and offensive rebounds.
Great points. What you missed, Lee, from the first half was Duece was absolutely terrible from the 3-point line in the first half.
I can see by the stats.
Yes, but he kept shooting, and the coach kept him in. He kept him in and made him just kind of work it out. This is one of those games where it's like reputation kept him in the game. He's like, all right, we know at some point and he earned it. He earned the right to miss for 2 or 3 quarters, and to still be kept in the game to hit the game winner. Because listen, Lee, there's a few things I can count on every year: death, taxes, and Duece McBride hitting a clutch 3 when the game is on the line. And when the ball went to Duece with the game on the line, and there was a couple of big threes that were hit, Duece for sure, after missing all those threes in the first half, hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter. So I love what Duece did today. Had a great game. Also, got a shout out to Josh Hart too, who was left open, didn't play for a month. All right, didn't play for a month. First shot was a 3. They were leaving him open. They did what you know what they do. You know what they do. They put the center on Josh Hart, dare him to shoot. If I was the Portland Trailblazers, Josh Hart didn't play for a month, I probably do the same thing too. I'm not even gonna hold you. But he made him pay. Hit 3 threes in the first quarter. Even went to the rim and battled too. He battled, like he got into a little bit of foul trouble guarding Denny, but still remained aggressive. And they got a key steal in the fourth quarter. And I think he passed passed the ball to OG for 3 in the corner a few times. Josh Hart, when we're missing a little bit of that toughness, when we're listening to that extra gear and the extra hustle, Josh Hart is one of those guys who's going to give you that extra gear and extra hustle. And you saw why we missed him so much today with the way he performed.
Beautifully said. And also 2 things about Duece McBride and Josh Hart. They're quintessential championship caliber players. They are the type of players that we've seen other teams have. I'm thinking about Bruce Brown, Denver, Cason Wallace, OKC, Caruso, OKC, Derek White, Boston, Peyton Pritchard, Boston, guys that can guard the point of attack, guys that are smaller but guard up, guys who are not afraid of the moment and hit clutch corner threes, guys who are able to, when the floor collapses on our superstar, are able to create advantages on their own for themselves. All 5 guys I named are like that. That to me is Hart and Duece. They epitomize the role-playing championship guys that you need to win a chip. So to me, those 2 guys should be ostensibly untouchable in any trade unless we're going for a Giannis, right? But any other level trade, B level, C level, they should not be included in anything we do to try to upgrade our roster. The third guy I want to shout out, and being overly complimentary, never trade Mitch. 2 things I absolutely love about Mitch. One, there's only maybe 2 or 3 guys in the entire league that do what he do. And we faced one of them tonight in Donovan Kleingen. Now, my main man, Phil Porto, see in the chat, love you, Primo. He says never trade Kolwick. I would say there's about 10 or 15 guys that do what Kolwick do. Some start, some come off the bench, but there's only 3 or 4 guys that do what Mitch do. And to me, that makes him absolutely untouchable, and you should never trade him. And the second thing I love about him, when he goes up against somebody he knows is either on his level or better in other areas of a game, he brings the absolute utmost competitive nature. And I love that about Mitch. And Mitch saw Donovan Kleingen, and they had a battle in the post tonight. I told Jay before the show started, Kleingen's kind of the white Mitch. I would say there's a lot of similarities. I think Kleingen has better touch around the rim. I think Mitchell Robinson's better defending at the level. I think Mitch is also obviously a better offensive rebounder, even though Kleingen had about 4 offensive rebounds tonight. I think Kleingen's a better shot blocker, but Mitchell Robinson's a better one-on-one defender. But there's a lot of overlap and similarities there, and Mitch absolutely won that battle. And I think him winning that battle was the number 1 battle that won us a game as well. Was his impact on the boards, his impact on setting chances, and his impact overall just defending the rim, erasing shots, and contesting shots, and making guys have to take really, especially Denny, toward the fourth quarter, take really difficult mid-range.
Yeah, Mitch was amazing today. There was a lot of contributions today, but Mitch was definitely one of those big ones. Like the screen setting, how you always mention Mitch's screen setting. Mitch will be gassed. Like fourth quarter, he was gassed playing a lot of minutes. He played 25 minutes a day. He was rebounding, but you'll see Mitch. Just watch Mitch. You'll see him set a screen, dive to the paint, come back out, run, set a screen, dive to the paint again, run back out, set a screen, then have to run in fast break to go for a box out, and then close out and get a block. And it's like the conditioning it takes to do all that for a guy who's 7 feet is kind of insane. Like if you just watch Mitch for like a 5-minute span and don't pay attention to anything else, you'll get a different appreciation for what Mitch does, man. And like he erased a lot of he erased a lot of drives. He had 3 blocks today. The box outs were great. I think he was just great. He was just amazing. And 3 steals today as well. You gotta love Mitch. Gotta love his, and even the double big lineup too was great today with Kat and Mitch. I liked it. I and the double big with the I think the second, I don't think he was here for this part. I think was it the first half or the second half, but there was a time where the double big lineup was working as well. I was like, I'm starting to see the double big lineup come together a little bit more and getting more pluses. But Mitch closing the game, playing so well that the coach trusts him with about under the 2-minute mark to stick with Mitch in the game was a huge deal, and Mitch delivered.
Yeah, Nick Yak with the absolute banger comment here. How many screens did we see Mitch set? Sometimes 4. The same possession. JLS, how many times have I said that on the show?
A million times.
One possession, 4, 5 screens, and no one sets better screens than Brunson. One thing I'll say about Mitch, he doesn't always set great screen. He's not every single game he's an elite screen setter, but when he's in his bag on that, he's the best on my team. Hands, not even close. Hart, Trey Jameson, who's probably number 2, Kat. No one competes with Mitch when he's in his bag setting screens. And I think he was the right choice to close tonight because Mike Brown knew this is a team that gets downhill. They're not a team that attacks you from the perimeter. They're not a team that fills out the corners. They're a team that sets a lot of ball screens and tries to cut the back door or get downhill. What's going to happen? Catch and drop. Who am I covering? He tries to reach around or hook and one. Now the players are tying the game or taking the lead on the free throw line. Brown was like, hell no, that ain't happening. Let me put Kat on the floor, Kat on the bench, and he should have gotten benched. Even though he was playing good offensively, we didn't need the offense. We needed defense. Yeah. That's why Mitch closed. Because Mitch's on close smart and without fouling.
Yeah, and which brings me to Kat, because Kat didn't necessarily have a bad game. So hopefully Kat doesn't feel super salty about being benched in the fourth quarter. Like, Kat's defense was up and down. He had moments. I think Kat had 2 blocks today, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
He had 2 blocks today, but also 2 turnovers. He was great on the offensive board. I felt like he got going on the offensive board in the first half and hit a couple of threes. Like, Kat was actually pretty solid today, up and down on defense, but he wasn't Mitch on defense. Mitch on defense is a whole different thing. And today, Lee hit the nail on the head with the way that they were attacking the rim. Especially, we needed a help defender, and Mitch was that help defender for us tonight. That kind of deterred things. You saw it with Drew Holiday, we saw it with Denny. That you had to think twice about going into the paint and start to decide to make a business decision and start to try to shoot some jumpers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I watched that Houston Blazer game where they beat it was only a 6-point win, I remember, but they beat them by going downhill. They could not stop them and stay in front of the point of attack that starts really with Denny Avija, but also includes Shaden Sharp, who's incredible attacking the rim. Even Kamara, who doesn't have the strongest handle, he's able to attack the rim. Caleb Love, he's a 2-way threat. He can hit a 3, and he can attack the closeout. So they're a team that lives going downhill. So if you know your personnel, we've talked about it so many times, Jay, you should coach to your personnel. Tonight was a game where I thought Mike Brown bounced back, had a great coaching game in the second half. I can't speak to the first, but benching Kat was an absolute elite move. To me, I think not having Tyler Kolek out there was probably a good move too. You thought maybe Jordan Clarkson should play less and Tyler should have had a moment, but tonight they're so relentless at attacking point of attack defense. I think it was the right move to have size and defensive, and even closing with OG at the 5 was smart once they went small as well. I thought we matched up really well there too.
The only time I will push back is I will say I do feel like maybe Tyler Kolek should have played today. Specifically when Jalen Brunson is on the bench, like you just see it. Like, it's funny because I think Josh Hart was in the game in the third quarter, and I think the coach is thinking Josh Hart can be an assist guy and kind of be the quasi point guard with Duece out there and Jordan Clarkson with Kat. But the offense just wasn't really working, and Clarkson didn't necessarily have a great game either. He looked like he struggled. So when Brunson came back in early because that unit really couldn't get it together, and that was a time where I'm just like, man, I don't know if we can do the not have Kolek with the bench lineup happening all the time. So that's something to look out for. Because like I said, Duece is a great player. He's not the guy who's going to set everybody up. Josh Hart could, I guess, kind of do it in spurts with his assist game, but I feel like his assists are more predicated on like turnovers and fast breaks, than like setting up in the half court. And so it just made it more difficult to have like half court sets. And you know what, Kat can get you some in the half court sometimes, but you don't want to rely on that. And I feel like, especially like recently, Kolek and Kat together, like Kolek gets Kat going. So Kolek, that 2-man game has been kind of developing. So it's tough. It's tough to 5 minutes for everybody. I'm not gonna hold you. It's tough to 5 minutes for everybody. But maybe with a second unit trying to get the ball going in the offensive end, we might have to look at that again at some point.
Fair. I had to run to the restroom, so I will be right back.
Okay.
You can start your monologue.
You can start my monologue. Okay, well, here's the other thing too. I was gonna get to Lee, and because interestingly enough, one of the biggest criticisms of Jalen Brunson has been the shot selection, and I think one of the things that was great today about this one in particular was the wealth. The wealth has been spread. I feel like Brunson has been averaging around like 26, 27 shots a game. Or if you compare him to the other elite guys in the NBA, they're averaging more around 20, 21. So which means he's averaging like 5 more shots maybe than most of his other counterparts who are in the MVP race. Today, Jalen Brunson did his work, shooting 52% from the field and only taking 19 shots today. All right. So, and then 19 shots, and he had 8 assists as well. And he had big threes. It's funny because there was a time in the third quarter where I felt like this team knew that they need to turn up the volume defensively, because we were up 65-60 at halftime. And even though we were up, I already know the coach was like, okay, I know we're up, but we need to ratchet up the defense. And the Knicks did a great job of ratcheting up the defense in that third quarter, just kind of pushing the lead ahead. And then when that started to happen, I felt like Jalen Brunson started to miss some buckets that let them back in the game. But overall, I just felt like the shot distribution and the way that the Knicks spread the wealth was just kind of on par. You know, Brunson had 19 shots. OG had 15 shots. Karl had 13 shots. McHale had 15 shots. The starting 5 are all in double figures: 26 for Brunson, 18 for McHale, 20 for Karl, 24 for Anunoby. It was a balanced attack offensively, and I think after that game with the true Detroit Pistons, I feel like it's been more of a concerted effort to kind of balance the attack, and we saw that today. And especially with Mikal being more on ball today with 6 assists and 6 rebounds.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree a little bit here. Now, the same way that when we're on a losing streak, I usually hop on the pod and I'm like, one game is not going to dictate the larger macrocosm of the season. I'm going to be consistent. And even though we got this win, this hasn't changed a lot of my perception of this team or individual flaws of our 4 starters. I'm not including Duece or Hart in that because Duece has been great and Hart's been out. But I still saw some major flaws in those 4 guys that continue to be concerns for me as a fan and also in my aspirations for us to win a championship. I thought, now I'll go through all 3. Also, Mike Brown's a part of that too, but I thought Brown coached a great game. And I didn't see some of the issues I saw with the rotation. I like his decision on who night to play tonight. Sometimes I don't understand why he played a certain guy. Besides a 3-minute DOR stint, which is still confounding, I'm not going to put too much weight on that because we still got the win, and I thought the rotations were pretty solid to close the game, especially when we went small. All right, Jalen Brunson, I thought, still went iso ball in the fourth quarter. You can look at the shot chart and how many times he shot, or even having the 8 assists and point to net positives, and I agree with that. But my eye test, what I saw in the fourth quarter, last 4 minutes, I thought he tried to play hero ball to close it out. And every time he does that, it really disrupts. Guys just have less enthusiasm to cut. They have less enthusiasm to work off ball and exert energy to try to get open when they know that he's just going to take his man ISO and drive in the traffic. And I think it throws off the continuity and chemistry of our team. But what stopped that and what changed that was Josh Hart's energy. And Josh Hart playing the gaps, Josh Hart forcing turnovers, Josh Hart, when he got a steal, throwing it and not caring if it landed McHale or Brunson. That kind of has a domino effect of if Bridges caught it, you saw that, then he passed to Brunson. Here, you lay it up, and vice versa. But Brunson, I thought and I talked about this in a tweet, I got a lot of pushback. A lot of people agree with me. A lot of people disagree with me. especially with Brunson. Brunson is, to me, the most coddled of all the Knicks. He's the one that if you criticize, his aunt's going to come on and start kind of messing with you on Twitter. Maybe his sister might come on and mess with you. And he has stands, and deservingly so, right? He save and turn around the franchise. We're not talking about championship without Jalen Brunson signing here and taking a discount and then taking another discount. I understand all the intangibles. He's my favorite Knick of the moment. I have his jersey. I love him. He's our best player, undisputed. But he is still flawed, like every player in the NBA. Now, as you go top 5, it gets more and more flawed as you move down from Joker, right? Joker's less flawed than Luka. Luka's less flawed than Donovan Mitchell. Right. So Jalen Brunson I would put 6th or 7th best player, and he's flawed. And his flaw to me is he has imposter syndrome. I think he's always had it. He's undersized. He's not athletic. He doesn't look like a superstar. Sometimes that gets to his head, and he constantly wants to outprove the doubters, and he goes into hubris where he's one-on-one. I'm going to do it myself instead of trusting the pass, trusting the cut, trusting his own playmaking ability for others, trusting his gravity to then see the outlet pass that gets you the 2 points. Tonight, I thought he fell into that again. Not as bad as a loss the other night against Phoenix, but I still thought that it did affect the fourth quarter a little bit. But Josh Hart's energy and his diving for loose balls and second chance opportunities, it balanced that out. Mikal Bridges, still soft.
Pause. Can I pause?
Sure.
Can I push back?
Yeah.
I think if you look at any NBA superstar, whether it be Luka, whether it be any of the NBA superstars, especially the bucket getters, SGA, when it gets to the fourth quarter, I think it's unreasonable to expect the NBA superstar bucket getters to not be ISO in the fourth quarter. I think that's pretty much what they're paid for. They're paid to get the bucket. Now, if they're doubled and they'll give up the ball, that's one thing. If they miss a cut, that's one thing. But if it's like pick and roll, I got the mismatch, I'm getting the bucket. I kind of think that's most NBA superstars in the fourth quarter. I don't even think that's just a Jalen Brunson thing. That's just a superstar thing. And I kind of feel like it's not even just an imposter syndrome. It's a thing where I worked on my game so much, I know I can make this shot. And sometimes when you know you can make a crazy shot, you don't always pick the best shot every single time. And I think that's more happening than some imposter syndrome where I'm trying to prove everybody wrong. It's just like, I'm good at getting buckets. I'm shooting 50% from the field. That's what I do. That's my pushback from that.
Fair pushback. I'm not disagreeing with really anything that you said. I think you're right. My bigger issue is that when you look at the stats, and I've shared them in the group chat, there's a lot of graphics that go along on Twitter, all the other guards, and you named a lot of them, SGA, Cade Cunningham, Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell. Those are like his peers, right? Those are the guys that are the best players on their team. Mm-hmm. Those are the guys that are the closers that you want to take the last minute shot, but they're also the orchestrators of their offense, or maybe the exception on Donovan Mitchell, but all the other guys are the orchestrators. The difference between all of them and Brunson is no one even comes close in time spent on ball, usage rate, shot takes, and passing percentage. He eclipses everybody in staying on the ball in all situations, first quarter through fourth. To me, that is an issue, and it's the issue he needs to work on. As an imperfect player, he's going to have something he has to work on. That's what he needs to work on.
I understand that, but I feel like when you look at the game today, and he's used to averaging 26 shots a game, and he has 19 shots today, I think it's kind of like weird to point that out today of all days when he has six shots below his average.
I think it's important I think it's actually more important to talk about it when there's a win, especially when there were glimpses of it in the fourth quarter in the last 3 minutes where I thought he was on ball too much and hunting for a shot too much. But Josh Hart, who hasn't been there the previous games that we've been losing 5 out of the last 6, him being back and knowing Brunson's tendencies better than anyone, I thought he was able to mitigate that with his game and his style, which is once he got the offensive rebound, that ball is now moving. And it's find the best player, whether it's OG attacking a closeout baseline or Mikal Bridges 3.
I just disagree because I just feel like 19 shots on a day. He ISO'd a few times. And what do you say? When it's 2 to the ball, you get rid of the ball. He got doubled. You got rid of the ball. We found OG open for a 3 a few times when he got doubled. We found Josh Hart diving to the middle when he got doubled. I kind of feel like, yes, that's a criticism. Yes, the passing percentages should be up, but I also feel like the last 2 games, this seems like a concerted effort to not do that as much.
I think this game there's a concerted effort. I think the one before this, it was one of the reasons that why we lost the game was him doing that too much. But do we agree that that's his issue? That he had his flaw that he has to get over. Do we agree on that?
Yeah, we agree on that. We agree that one of the reasons Mike Brown is here is to get him off ball more, to get his usage down, to get him more of like a catch and shoot threes. And it's been like a process. I feel like his catch and shoot threes is up, his dribbles per game are down, but the usage is still a little bit high, and he can still pass a little bit more. But I agree that overall, yes.
Yeah.
Today I kind of feel like I feel like it's the wrong day to kind of point that out, to be honest with you.
I think you should point out whether we win or lose because it's still a glaring issue throughout the season.
I think you should point it out when it happens, and not because it happened the other game, but it happened today. When you have 19, when you average 26 shots and you had 19 shots, 6 below your average, I think that's a clear sign that you're not taking as many shots as you're used to taking. Personally.
I thought it happened in the last 3 minutes of the game, this game, and I thought we won not because of him, but because of clutch shot making from Bridges, Duece, and Josh Hart.
That's when you want him to take more of the clutch shots, though. You want him to take more of those clutch shots in the fourth quarter.
But we won without him taking those shots. We won because his teammates took those shots.
We won because both of them took the shots. Like we won.
It was Bridges and Duece that really took the big shots tonight.
Yeah. Well, also him. Like he hit a big shot in the corner. The fact that Jalen Brunson has gravity and they have to double him and they have to double him.
He used it as an off-ball gravity. Tonight he did.
But even with the ball in his hand, like he was doubled like a few times in the fourth quarter where he had to swing the ball and ended up with an OG Anunoby 3 or a Josh Hart cutting to the middle. It was like the fact that he's such a force is forcing doubles and he's getting other people open shots just because he's on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I think we agree macro. We disagree on some of the micro. To me, it's not worth having a very long conversation because, as you said, we won, but I still hold he averages the most on-ball touches in the NBA. That in itself is a problem. Like with a team this talented, he shouldn't even be top 10 with Kat and OG and Bridges on his team. But if you start getting to the nitty granular of who passes and you look at the passes that he has to Hart or he has to Bridges compared to what he has to OG or what he has to Kat, it is very concerning. And to me, I think tonight was a game where he used his gravity, which is what I talked about a couple games ago. I can't remember if it was the Spurs game or another one where Detroit, I think it was Detroit, where I say he should have used his gravity to find the passing lanes. Tonight, I thought he did. And I'm not bashing him or saying that we won despite of him. I'm just saying that he should be criticized like any other person associated with the Knicks. And I'm not being harsh on him or saying trade him or saying that he's detrimental to a team. I'm just saying this is something that I hope he continues to develop in and get better at. Because if we don't win this chip, it's going to have to improve dramatically, in my opinion.
You're going to have to disagree. I feel like I'm going to disagree with Mikal Bridges today, too, because I feel like Mikal Bridges had a pretty decent game despite the missed three-point shots. But I want to hear what you had to say about Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges' defense, I thought, which I care the most about, I thought was pretty good as a team-wide defender. I thought we did a good job of building the wall and keeping them from getting downhill. Denny getting hurt helped a little bit with that. But even Shaedon Sharpe, I thought, was contained. I thought Duece played good one-on-one defense against Shaedon Sharpe. My issue with Bridges is the aggressiveness, is the play style. If it's not a corner three, it's a midi-range pull-up. 0 free throws in a game where you're the only starter who doesn't go to the line and you're averaging a career low with 1 free throw attempt a game, to me is unacceptable for someone that we traded 5 picks for and is supposed to be our third best player. You got to get to the line and not be afraid of contact for whatever reason that is. Every part of his offensive game differs from contact. Every part of it. So to me, that's something that also, like Brunson and Kat To me, all these guys are free game. Duece is free game. Mitch is free game. We go hard on all these guys. Right now, I'm concentrating on guys who, again, even in a win, I saw their flaws coming out, whether it be Brunson being on ball or Mikal Bridges being soft in the way that he attacks on the offensive side.
This is one of those things where it's like, I agree with you when it comes to like the free throws. And he started out the season going to the free throw line, just being more aggressive today. I mean, being more aggressive in general. And then he's kind of not done it as much. I do feel like today he had a great, I mean, there was one play where he actually was aggressive, but that was like one layup. But the other part of this game is just like, it's interesting on how and when he uses that mid-range pull-up, because I don't want him to completely go away with it from it, because he's really good at it. And when it's hard to score, when it's hard for players to score, we've seen Mikal go to the mid-range pull-up and get us back in the games. Like the Knicks Celtics playoff matchup, when the Knicks were down in the fourth quarter and we went Axel Mikal and he scored 13 straight points in the fourth quarter off of midi pull-ups. Like, that's one of his strengths. So like, you don't want him to completely go away from it, but you also want him to mix up his game. But what I think I really liked about Mikal's game today was maybe he was inspired by Josh Hart today. I feel like he had like a lot of those little intangible plays where it's like you dive in for the ball and you flick it to somebody else who has the ball. I feel like he had like a lot of those little tap plays where it's like a 50-50 ball and he tapped it and we won the 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
He was more on ball today, which resulted in 6 assists. I felt defensively he was really good playing passing lanes.
Yep.
When it came to the plus minuses today, he was plus 18. Him and Brunson had the highest plus minus of the game today. I feel like Brunson's gravity and playmaking had a lot to do with it, because and Mikal Bridges' activity level also had a lot to do with it. He had 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Like, there was a time when Mikal was getting 2 steals and 2 steals a game for like a month or 2 straight, and I felt like he had 3 steals today. So I was actually pretty happy with his game today. I would like to have him hit a couple more threes. I feel like he rushed a few shots, but he also hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter as well.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be fantastical and expecting him to be a different player or to be the player that he was in Brooklyn, because we don't have the usage, minutes, or role for him to be that guy. But I do think that expecting more than 0 free throw attempts is rational. And I think expecting more than 1 a game is rational, which is what I'm expecting him. I'm not expecting him to be Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart or Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm just expecting him to be what he should be, which is a solid offensive player that is not easy to scheme against and isn't afraid to at least drive when the lane is there. I'm not saying get injured. I see guys saying, he's skinny. We don't want him getting injured. Totally fine. But he passes up a lot of opportunities to get to the rack and possibly to the free throw line. When you're over 85%, that's a luxury to have someone like that that's able to hit free throws. To him, for not even to try it, to me, you're taking away an intangible from our team. And also,
I agree with that. And Ebony, Ebony, I sent you a link to join the show. I'm not even sure if you got it on your new email too, Ebony. The new email actually worked. Okay.
She got a new email. Okay.
Yeah, she got a new email because the old email was doing some weird stuff. So she made a new email today. Shout out to Ebony who's in the chat. But yeah, also shout out to OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby, this is kind of like more of the OG Anunoby I'm used to, the guy who's hitting the 3, the guy who's closing out well and getting to the hole. And I like that the refs didn't take him out the game, because you know what it is, man, guarding the Denny. I felt like he did a decent job guarding Denny, but I feel like when the refs gave him an offensive foul in the first half of the game, and now OG had 3 offensive fouls in first half, I kind of felt like it changed the way it changed the aggressiveness he had to have against guarding Denny. And and maybe that's why we saw early Diawara. I'm not sure. So I do feel like his defense had to be more careful, and it wasn't as effective. But I do feel like he still did a good job playing off ball. Like when there was a play where well, Knicks was switching and Brunson was on Denny, and OG kind of just hedged and got the steal anyway, and that got into fast breaks.
He was playing the 5.
Yeah, and then OG was playing the 5 to close the game. That was a crazy lineup.
That was intriguing to me. I thought that's something you can bring back in spades. I wouldn't mind. I thought he was very effective. I remember that Yabusele. We've seen Yabusele play the 5, right? We saw last year Precious Achua play the 5, or the last 2 years. Achua. To me, it was a very small sample size, but I was like, there's something there. Maybe you need to have a Yabusele or a Diawara next to him at the 4, but him at the 5, being able to hit threes, I don't know, man. The right lineup and what the opposition has, employ that. I think it could be effective.
Let's talk about that, actually, because as we're getting into OG Anunoby's good game, Kat being benched in the fourth quarter was interesting because he actually was having a pretty decent game. I thought he got out because he tweaked the injury or something, but the coach did a really good job of just sticking with Mitch. And once it got into the 2-minute mark, that's when the hack of Mitch could come into play. And I think that's when he switched Mitch out and he went to the ultimate 5-out lineup with OG at the 5. I guess not ultimate. Josh Hart was playing the 4. Then it was Mikal, Duece, and Jalen Brunson, and we did pretty well. The other time we saw that OG at the 5 thing work might have been, was it Tibbs? Or maybe I'm just thinking that because Tibbs had OG guarding.
Yeah, he would have OG guarding the 5, but not playing the 5.
Not playing the 5, but. Yeah. I like that move because you don't want to put Ariel Okporti in the game with under 2 minutes to go.
And no reps.
With no reps.
Yeah.
So, and you like that, the defensive fortitude of that lineup. It worked.
I don't know if the Mitch thing was the free throws. I think it was because Mitch was gassed.
That could be
and he didn't want to Kat to foul and let them come back on the free throw line. So he was like, F it, let's put OG at the 5 because they went small. I can't remember who they had the 5 at that time. It wasn't Kamara. They had someone with dreads that was at the 5. I can't remember, but he was only like 6'7", 6'8". To me, I saw that.
I'm sorry.
I saw that. And I was like, man, there's potential. Sometimes you find things out randomly when you're playing a game like this. You're like, oh shit, you watch a film and you're like, that was highly effective. I would love to know the on-off numbers for that lineup during that small sample size. And the fact that they did it and closed a game with that lineup and won with that lineup. If Josh Hart is out there, I think if Hart and OG are sharing the floor, I mean, that's enough rebounding in a 1.5, 2-minute sample size to be highly effective with OG at the 5.
It depends. Like, it also depends on what type of game OG is having, because the last few games OG has been having better rebounding numbers. So today, like, he's had 7 rebounds today, which
it's been a while. He's been pretty solid for a while now.
Yeah, for real. So if we're getting this new rebounding OG, you already know he's a good help defender, so you can probably protect the rim kind of decently. So that could be like a wrench to throw in sometimes.
Yep.
Now if I'm Kat, I'm pissed because it's like, you're not gonna have me to stretch the floor. You're gonna have, what I'm saying? Like, that's a look in the mirror mode for our center who's gonna cost us $50 million plus. But
in my perspective, bro, with OG at the 5, you do 2 things defensively way better than Kat at the 5. Switch on ball screens and play zone. It's way more effective with OG at the center spot.
Absolutely. And those are the things that we did well today. Also, I just love the way we even attacked the zone today, Lee.
Yeah.
Like, we were not hesitant. Everything was crisp and fast. We got the ball to the middle. Whether it be we passed the ball to the middle to set up a layup, or somebody was on like the elbow and somebody cut to the middle, and we gave them a little for a layup. Like, I feel like everything was decisive and quick when they went to zone today. And sometimes we kind of overthink the zone.
Yes,
but today I feel like we really killed it. So bottle that up, bottle this tape up, take it to the next game. Whenever we throw zone, they throw zone, play like this, because this is probably the best zone offense I've seen the Knicks play all season.
Shout out the predicate, Rob Williams. It was Time Lord. That's who was playing the 5, which is a solid matchup for OG to be able to play the 5 against, because he's only like 6'8", I think, at best. and doesn't have much. He has no 3-point shot, even though he hit one today. He has very little offensive game too. So it's the right lineup to try it against. Agreed. And again, I think the zone was effective in some parts because Kat wasn't out there. Kat to me is the ultimate wrench in trying to break a zone. But OG's 3-point shot helped tremendously in busting that. But also OG was really attacking the baseline. I like when he brings the ball to the left and the baseline cuts off any defender to be able to double him. And he uses his right side, his free arm to kind of bully and keep the defender away. And then usually he does that left-handed lay-in. That's very hard to stop. Yeah. He doesn't always have a confidence in that. I think knowing who his defender is plays a big part in that too. But tonight he had some of the smaller players on him. He felt like he could muscle them in, and he did in the fourth quarter. Love seeing OG close the game, scoring at the baseline. Like, not just a 3-point shot. Now you're diversifying the offense. You're making the defense shift as well, and not just being able to load up on the strong side.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just loved it all, man. I love 32 assists today. Shout out to who mentioned. Yeah, shout out to Kim Doc who mentioned 32 assists today. Like the ball was moving. Yeah. Like the offense in general, like I said, I feel like the last few games, ever since the Pistons lost, they're trying to move the ball more and have more of a diverse offense. The 3-point shots being well. I feel like defensively, at least in the half court defensively, I feel like there's been more of a effort to guard the three and be more active. I definitely feel like the little things like disrupting the dribbler with your hands, being more aggressive and just being more physical on defense. Like there's there's like little things that the Knicks are doing these last few games that we weren't necessarily doing. And like I said before, less complaining today. We only got 8 free throws. They got 25. We didn't get in our heads. We didn't pout about it. We kept playing and we found a way to win. So great game altogether by these Knicks. I'm taking this. Let's keep building. I'm hoping when it comes. Listen, man, the Knicks, for all intents and purposes, I feel like they struggle in January, right before All-Star break, like every damn year. So hopefully after the All-Star break, during this, we right the ship. February, March comes. No one is even thinking about this thing anymore. We got Josh Hart back. We got everybody else healthy, and we start to go on a run and start to string games together and make this real push. It's a long season, guys. It is a long season. We're at almost the halfway mark, like 37 games, 38 games. So it takes a lot of mental fortitude. It takes a lot of wear and tear on your body to kind of correct things as it's happening. And hopefully this is that time of the year where we correct it and we keep building on the good habits that we're building on the last couple of games.
I agree. Can we talk about the news about Pacome Dadier and Duece Yabusele being on the trade market, which is something we've kind of known or suspected, but was certified today?
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about it. I'll let you introduce it too, since I know you've been.
It was Mart Stein.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure who Mart Stein's writing for anymore. He was with ESPN for a while and also with the New York Times before it was The Athletic. Longtime Dallas Maverick writer. Let me see. I have a tweet here. Yes. It was official today on his it's his Substack. Shout out Substack. That he said the Knicks have made Duece Yabusele available in trade talks as well as Pacome Dadier before the February 5th trade deadline to potentially set the Knicks up to do some minor tweaking, which means we have about $8.7 million to go out and get someone with their 2 combined salaries. Pacome is right around 3. Yabusele is at 5.5. So there's some, around 8 million, I guess. There's some opportunities for us. All of them are flawed, if anyone who watched the episode with me and Fritz, all the options at that price range are flawed,
right?
Old or one-dimensional or on not playing on their own team, right? Like Jeremy Sohan 2 years ago,
no brainer.
But now, when you're a DNP on a championship contending team, right, that's a huge red flag. Like Yabusele is for us, right? It's a huge red flag. Do you swap a red flag for a red flag? But I have some names here that I've done the math that would work, that would also require us to make a secondary signing. We have to bring either Trey Jamison or I think Fritz said Dink Pate would have to be signed to a 1-year deal in order to close out the roster because we gave up 2 guys for only 1. But Batum, Nick Richards, Kevon Looney and Jeremy Sohan are, I think, the top 4 picks that I've heard either from firsthand or third-hand sources the Knicks have had interest in to varying degrees.
Interesting. So you've heard, but you've heard it from your sources now. That's Batum. Say it again. Batum, Looney, Sohan.
Batum, Richards, Looney, and Sohan. I've heard absolutely for sure Sohan has been looked into, as has Nick Richards. The third hand, Batum and Kevon Looney are targets.
Also, so okay. So targets meaning they're the priority over the other guys mentioned.
No, targets meaning the discussions haven't necessarily taken place, or a call hasn't taken place on availability or what it would cost. But they're being focused on, right? They're on the list. But Nick Richards and Sohan have actually had a call or a conversation or an inquiry on.
Interesting.
So they're actually higher than Batum and Looney.
Interesting. Damn, yo, Nick Richards just won't go away, bro. I feel like I've heard Nick Richards' name. And I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm just laughing because I feel like I've heard his name be mentioned in trade rumors for like the last 2 or 3 years.
DNP. And if you go in any Sun space, he's kind of the Potom Dadier in terms of like the least liked player on the roster. He was supposed to come in and be better than Plumlee, who was awful for them. They were playing KD at the 5. They got Nick Richards. He had a great first game with the Suns and then slowly tapered off after that. He's a great defender, though. All the advanced metrics, if you look at like rim protection or defense in the slot or defensive closing out or defense against lobs, he's like upper percentile. Offensively, it's a crater. It's like Precious Achua level bad offensively. But somehow you still see 20, 25-point games. A lot of that's in transition, right? A lot of that's off of lobs, which he would not see here in New York. So you can expect a 2-3 point per game offensive output here. But the defense, be better than an Ariel Haporti, I think most certainly.
Yeah, I think that's what they're thinking. I think that's what they're looking at. They're looking at, okay, we don't really need offense on this team, but at the center position, if Kat's in foul trouble, if Mitch is not working right because he's in foul trouble or taking a game off or two, we have somebody we can plug and play defensively. And I think that's why they're looking at Nick Richards, despite the offensive setbacks he's had. Like I feel like it's more important, me personally, in my personal taste, when we're talking about lack of offense, I'm willing to take lack of offense from a center more than like a power forward, a small forward, shooting guard, which is why I'm sorry, I'm trying to cut this thing off. Which is why when Mitch,
are you doing insider tweets? Let's go.
I wish. I wish. Which is why I'm not bothered as much when Mitch doesn't have an offensive game, but I was bothered when Precious didn't have an offensive game.
For sure.
Right.
Or Yabu.
Exactly. Or Yabu. Like I need my power forwards to have more offensive punch. So I mean, if it's Richards, listen, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with Richards. I'm okay with Richards. I'm okay with Batum. What does that mean for Ariel? I guess that shows you something about what they believe about Ariel Haporti.
Agreed. Things that make you go, Things
that make you go, That means they don't really they might not see Ariel as an answer if they're looking at Nick Richards right now.
I personally don't think they should. Personally, I don't think he's got a skill set. He is an NBA player, but he doesn't fit with the roster needs of this current construction. I think he would thrive elsewhere. But we need a rim protector, a shot blocker. We need someone who can at least give 50, 60% of Mitchell Robinson's output when he's out, and that's not Ariel Haporti. To me, it's more likely to be Trey Jamison.
Yeah, which is why I started the Trey Jamison fan club when he first got here. And it was like, what are you talking about? He's not that special to me. I was like, we need a guy who can, A, guard other big men, B, be a rim protector for this team. And it's funny, Ariel Haporti does show flashes of being a shot blocker, that's for sure. But it's funny, there's a difference between being a shot blocker and a defender.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth.
100%. Yeah, I feel like not every NBA fan really knows the difference.
No. 2 words, Nerlens Noel. Elite shot blocker, horrible one-on-one defender.
Yeah, like there's shot blockers who are good at like help defense.
Yes, usually that's the case.
But like sometimes defenders don't get the block, but they'll be able to rotate and cause a turnover because they
More
verticality, or they're able to stay on their own man and keep them from scoring in the post, or they're able to just a defender can rotate on other people and keep them in check. Like that's a defender. Like they can do multiple things on defense. Well, and shot blockers just kind of can just be, they block shots. It's like, oh, he's a good defender because he has 5 blocks a game. But he don't have 5 blocks a game and like jumps at everything, so he has 6 fouls. You know what I'm saying? Like Mitch used to be. Like Mitch used to be, and this is funny because Mitch used to be like a shot blocker back in the day, but like a better defender now. But yeah, you get what I'm saying, Lee. You get it.
Yeah, that was a succinct breakdown, I think, of a difference between a shot blocker and a defender. But I think Nick Richards, one thing to think about, I believe he's in the last year of his deal, if I'm not mistaken. So he's essentially would be a rental because there's no way that we're not pay him anything of what he wants. He's only been paid like $4 million or something right now. So to me, of all the names I mentioned, you know who I want, man. Give me.
You want Batum? Yeah, you want Batum?
Give me a senior citizen. Did him a shot cortisol. And let's have the best 4-minute stretch he could possibly ask for a third string center. He can play the 3, the 4, the 5. He can guard the 1 to 2 in short bursts. I love it.
The thing though is like if he's only making $4 million right now and he's on the bench with Phoenix, it's not like he's gonna. He's not gonna be break the bank next season. Like I don't know what our cap situation is. Oh, actually, what? Yeah, you're right.
Height, which was on leading in my hottest take. He's making $5 million right now. There's no way we're gonna pay him anything more than that.
Oh, what's your hot take?
Been thinking about this a lot. Looking at the way that Duece and McBride's been playing, knowing how I am about Mitchell Robinson, and looking at the impact of Josh Hart this season, I believe the New York Knicks this summer should prioritize those 3 players over Karl-Anthony Towns to upgrade this team. It is more important to retain Duece and pay Duece what he's worth, even if it's a high number, and retain Mitch and pay him what it's worth than retaining Karl-Anthony Towns. If that means you trade Karl-Anthony Towns in an essential salary dump for a 1-year guy whose salary expires, and then once that guy's numbers off the books, the extensions kick in for Duece and Mitch, that's the route we should take because defense is more important than offense. And I think Duece has another level we haven't even seen yet. And I prioritize those 3. And that's what it is. It's going to be between Kat at 50-something million. Even at a discount, it's probably 45, right? 43. Or is it Josh, Mitch, and Duece? I take Josh, Mitch, and Duece.
I'm not mad at the take. I'm gonna let the season play out though, because listen, I said it before. Like, I don't think it's no secret when Kat was first traded here, I wasn't the biggest fan of the trade. But he's a Knick now, so I'm riding with him because he's a Knick now. Now since he's been here, he stretched the floor for us. He's actually showed up well. Our first year as a Knick, I feel like he did pretty well. But he's still flawed. Like the defense still isn't there all the time. And it would be great to have a defensive power forward who can score next to Brunson. It would be great to have that. Is there something like that available? I don't know. But for me, it's a wait and see for me. I want to see how we do in the playoffs, man. I want to see how we do in the playoffs.
We've talked about the trade packages for a Giannis or a Giannis type player, and it's always either a straight up swap for Kat or it's a combination of Mitch, one of Wingstop, which could be Hart, and Duece. To me, Kat should be the one out the door. I've now seen a season and a quarter or a season and a third, almost a season and a half, and defense is more important than offense. And I would rather have a gang of guys who can step up when need around Brunson than all of the offensive majesty of Kat. And it is majestic. He's an unbelievable scorer, no doubt. He has a very deep bag and he's a knockdown shooter. But the defense will continue to be compromised as long as our best lineup is employed, which is Kat the 5 and Brunson at the 1. You are always going to get cooked and pick and roll against the good teams. And now those good teams are teams we're going to face in the East and bona fide to face in the finals. I don't want to be compromised for the rest of Brunson's prime. So if we have to make a choice, right? I'm not forcing this idea, but the choice must be made this summer. Kat's gone. Keep Duece, keep Mitch, keep Hart.
I mean, listen. Move on from Kat, yeah. So what are you getting in return? That's always the conversation. What are you getting in return? Because what Kat does is he gives us the option to go 5 out. What Kat does is he gives another playmaker where teams can kind of cut off ball and not allow Jalen Brunson to have the ball in his hands. Even though we don't really do it in the fourth quarter, I feel like we only do it in like the first, second, maybe third. Maybe we should lean more into that in the fourth quarter. Mike Brown, something to consider. But it's like I just have all the same concerns I had last year. We made the trade. You don't have bad points. I just want to give it a full season because I feel like it's easy to kind of just get into these trade scenario type of situations when like we hit like a lull of the season. So like everybody's emotions are high. Everybody thinks everybody's bad and disgusting, and why you in the NBA? Like, I want to see how people feel 20 games from now. I want to see how people feel at the end of the season. I want to see how people feel in playoffs because before all this 4-game losing streak stuff happened, we won the cup. We won the cup. It was championship. We going together. Mike Brown is the best coach. Like all that was happening. That was 2 weeks ago. But now we talking about trade scenario. So I'm pausing. I'm holding my horses. Because I already know it's like I said before, this is a long season. Seasons go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. I want to see what's going to happen during the season, the playoffs, and then when all that stuff is said and done, then we can have the conversation.
Fair. I'm not bringing this up because I'm reacting to play on the court. I'm bringing this up because I finally listened to the tea leaves of Fritz. Fritz sometimes, you have to read between the lines of things that he says. He kind of speaks in like a Chaucer, Shakespearean phrasing, where it's like he's not super direct with what he's saying, but he's making you do the work to try to figure out what he means by certain things. And when he's always saying that like Mitch wants to get paid and he puts Mitch in trade scenarios, it's because he thinks Kat is a better investment, in my mind. That's what the conclusion I'm drawing to, is that Fritz prefers Kat over Mitch, and he knows that you can't pay both, right? The new CBA makes it to where you have to make decisions. So this trade scenario talk is coming because we have to make a decision this summer. We have to. There is no if, maybe, and knowing that is a definitive, I am choosing those 3 guys over retained Kat.
The only scenario I could see, and this still might be like a long shot, but the only way the Knicks could justify paying everybody is if they win a championship.
For sure. Definitely.
That's the only scenario is like, pay Mitch, pay Duece, pay all the ancillary players, keep the team together. Sure. That's the only way. So it's like, if there's any, like, so that would have to happen, and then freaking probably Giannis would have to like actually back up his word in public. So you know what I'm saying? When I say back up his word, meaning him saying I'm never going to ask out of Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Like
the CBA is real, and if you do sign everybody, usually you can only do that for a year before that, as Raw Hebrew says, that luxury tax bill becomes untenable. And even if you want to chip, you don't want to have to be paying more in tax than you are in your current roster spend. Not even Dolan wants to do that. So you wouldn't be able to keep everybody. Guarantee in the next year, Hart and Dort will be traded from OKC because the tax bill is going to be, as Raw Hebrew said, untenable. You can't spend that level of money and still be able to work among the margins. It puts you in all types of hindrances and holds, and how you can no second round picks. You can't add. It has to be dollar for dollar matching. Leon Rose prioritizes flexibility. A decision will be made this summer on who he's going to invest in.
Yeah, very, very likely. Very likely. Very likely. All right, yo. That's all I got, yo. That's all I got. First of all, hold on. Shout out to my KOT family.
Let's go.
Shout out to my KOT family. You know why, fam? You know why? Because KOT has officially reached over 9,000 followers on YouTube. So I definitely appreciate all the support from over all the years since KOT's inception, from SoundCloud to YouTube to now. Everybody who helped build this program. This is just as much about you guys supporting us and sharing and retweeting. I see you guys retweeting on Twitter. Shout out to I see somebody retweeted just now on Twitter. Shout out to Joe on Twitter who just retweeted us. Shout out to people. Glamour, even though she's not here, I feel like she retweeted us probably more than anybody. Jeff, everybody who rock was the new follower, because there's people over here who just started rock with us this month, and they're here in the chat all the time. All right. And I see y'all and I appreciate y'all. So appreciate the OGs, the new G's, everybody, the YNs, the unks, everybody. All right. Yeah. Everybody. Everybody, the people who troll us, the people who support us, I just appreciate.
The ops.
All the other ops, the people who didn't want me to leave, the people who glad I left, everybody.
No. If you know, you know.
Everybody, man. I just appreciate all the support, yo.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations, JLS, man. You deserve it, dude. You're, as I said, bro, not just the best Net fan I know, the best person I know. You're the closest thing I've had to a brother. I appreciate you immensely. No one's done more for my career than you. You've given me a platform when people are probably telling you, what the hell are you doing? You've watched me grow. You've helped me grow. Iron sharpens iron. And you do this thing when times are good, times are bad. People have no idea the level of stress and anxiety and depression, all the things you deal with that I'm aware of. And I'm probably not aware of all of it, but I'm aware of more than the chat is. And you continue to churn out an excellent show and give opportunity and space for all of us to be able to say our piece. You're a great man, and I'm very proud to be here with you on KOT.
I appreciate that immensely, Lee. And it's like consistency, man. You guys do not know. There's been probably 2 or 3 times where I was like, I don't know about this year. I don't know about this year. There's a time where money was tight and I had to pick up extra jobs. And shout out to you, Lee, because I feel like I'm pretty much mailed it in one year because I was going through so much stuff and I had to lean on you so much to do things because I was just like, yo, I got to make sure I got a house. I got to make sure my family's okay. And you kind of held it down. So I definitely appreciate you for your support. I appreciate Ebony. I appreciate Ryan. I appreciate Roy Hebrew. I appreciate Phil for getting the lights together. My mind's everywhere, but I just appreciate everybody who kind of like helped put this and keep this thing going because yes, it was my idea and stuff years ago, but like that thing about you can go fast by yourself and you can go far with a group of people, like you need a solid team to keep things going and to like grow on what you have. And I have a damn good squad who keeps things going for me. So I appreciate it for sure.
Look, man, when you needed help, what I do? I had a cook, bro.
Yeah, man, get the Wayne glasses on. Man, yo, it is crazy too. People was like, man, why did you not? You should have quit a long time ago. Man, if I quit, do you know that I would never met Dexter. I would never met Lee.
Ian.
I would never got to interview Ian. I would never got to interview Wilson Chandler. I would have never listened. I helped Lee. I helped Ryan get on Dexter. Like Lee, freaking B on the show, then got on Ian. Like as much as people wanted me to stay stay here or go there, is like listen, man, the impact, not even just me, just the other people impacted by this show keeping going is like reward enough. I smiled so big when B was on Ian. You don't even understand.
Yep.
You don't even understand. Like, man, it's like, and you too, Lee. I'm like, so like, I have no regrets. If you give me all the same information that I had years ago and asked me, would you do that same thing again, JLS? I would say absolutely.
That's because you're a man of integrity, brother. And you made me a better person. You know, I can be a hothead. I can be a little bit of a loudmouth. I already got, what can I say? I'm not for everybody. You know what I mean? I'm an acquired taste, but I'm blessed that at least you're down with my analysis and me as a person and on the team. And what have you done for Ryan G, who was on Dexter, Ebony, who was on Dexter, Phil, who now has his own show under the KOT umbrella, like be the motivator on less than 2 months on Dexter. I mean, on Ian, like the opportunities. Look what Fritz has done. Fritz starting, helping out with the show behind the scenes, being the mod god. Now he has got game. It's like, bro, man, like,
man.
The elevation, it's a team and it's under your leadership. And it's why I'm still here, man. You're the only person I would want to be on a podcast with, bro.
I appreciate that. And I definitely want this team to get a lot bigger. I'll have a lot more ideas that I haven't even scratched yet. But like, I'm definitely proud of what's been built so far, for sure. I want to keep going. And I thank you guys for supporting. Definitely shout out to Ebony, man. Who when I saw Ebony's defending Mitch, I was like, I need Ebony on the show. All right.
Best rookie season of all time, man. What can I say?
That's a fact. So yeah, man, it's been great. It's been great getting to 9K subs. And if you want to help us to get to 10K subs, that's the next one. Because when you get to 10K, when we tell you guys, when you get to 10K subs, that's when you get the plaque mailed to his crib and all that stuff. So yeah, I want to show you how the plaque. All right. So if you want to help us to get to 10K subs, subscribe to the channel, share. We have high level basketball talk on this channel. And every now and again we scream at each other.
Especially if I'm here.
Yeah, especially if Lee's here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like it got hot last time. Don't expect me and Lee to scream at each other all the time, but it's gonna happen every once in a while. But it's not gonna be happening now that often. To be honest with
you. When two guys know ball like we do, you're probably gonna agree more than you disagree. Exactly. But when you disagree, it's gonna be passionate because you both know ball and you both feel strongly about your opinions. Look at all this love for Ebony, man. Boom.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yo. Boom. Listen.
Boom.
Listen, and shout out to everybody who's been like, yo, where's Ebony? Where's Ebony? And I'm like, listen, when Ebony's back, she already know. She already know what's up. All right. When Ebony's back, she's back. So don't worry. Do not worry. All right. You know, I just love how like even the people who aren't here no more, like we still like solid.
Yeah.
So like, that's saying something to me.
Especially Unk, who was back on the show.
Yeah, yo, we still gotta have
brother Raw back. Hebrew.
Listen, keep saying that. We gotta have Raw back, man.
Gotta have Raw back.
For sure.
That's when I knew a championship was possible, when he showed me who the better man was between him and I, and squashed the beef and came on the show, and we were able to commiserate again, man.
Nah, for sure.
That's the man.
Gotta have Raw, gotta have Chuck D, gotta have Anthony Donahue, who was one of our first big interviews before when we first got on YouTube. We gotta have a couple people here. All right, yo. Do we have any bro picks?
Besides Ice, besides Trump? Shit, man. Besides Israel? Shit.
Yo, man. You seen Trump trying to do two things for the people to forget everything?
How bad
oh my God.
Tapes have to be when he's starting World War III. I mean, holy hell.
Oh my God.
Triple, quadruple X-rated, man. For real.
When Trump actually started making good decisions, I was like, oh, he knows shit's about to hit the fan. I was like, wait, he's taking corporations. He's stopping corporations from buying single family homes and lowering credit card percentages. Like, oh shoot. Like he's looking for other people. He's looking out for the people. Oh, he in trouble. you know he's scared when he start looking out for the people. Holy cow. I was like, I don't trust it, man.
Oh. Dark times, man. Glad we have each other,
For real. Shout out to
oh shit, the OG.
Yeah, he says $9.99 super chat, says year. Congratulations on 9K. Can't wait till y'all reach 10K and beyond. For real. Can't wait.
Much love, JT.
Much love, JT. All right. All right, yo. I mean, I guess that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Lee, let them know they can find you, man.
at _ Lee Escobedo, LeeEscobedo. And boy, do I have some heat this week. Let's see. I got about 2 articles for Bleacher Report that are both fire. But the article I've been wanting to write since I became a sports writer, which if you guys know how often I'm talking about it, pisses everyone else off on the show. Dallas as an NBA incubator. Finally comes out for the Guardian, January 14th. Super proud of it. My number one most wanted to write article has been written, tons of reporting in it, and can't wait to share that with the KOT family with some familiar names on there. Some y'all hate me talking about, but yes, they're on there.
Here we go. Here we go again.
A bunch of Knicks killers, man. I hate to say it.
Oh, man. Here we go. I already know it's going to be good. I already know it's going to be good, even though I'm going to roll my eyes. I know it's going to be good, though. All right.
Put a lot of work into it.
Of course, as you always do. All right. Hey, yeah, you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, Knick and Time Show on Instagram, and Knick and Time Show on Facebook as well. Shout out to everybody. I actually shared some personal work on Twitter. Shout out to people who actually like that. People don't know I'm a designer by trade. So if
I'm a designer.
Yeah, I'm a designer by trade. If you don't know, I started on the other channel designing screens and stuff for the other channel. And I'm actually a motion designer, so I'm trying to get some more remote, actually. Something more remote and pays more, so I have more time to do KOT stuff. Because it takes me 3 hours total to travel to work, and by the time I'm home, I'm tired. I get home as the game starts. All right, hour and a half to work, hour and a half back. So, I'm trying to. We'll see how it goes, though. Appreciate all the people who supported me and retweeted that stuff. Retweeted my work on Twitter. All right.
I'm gonna drop your chat, Jay. I'm gonna drop your that link to your work in the chat so people can enjoy it.
You talking about my you talking about my website? You talking about my website?
No, I'm talking about the ESPN.
The ESPN. Yeah. All right, bet for sure. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right, appreciate it. All right, yo. Well, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching. Should I wait? He's looking. I can just give you more shout outs. Shout out to JM30. You say he's late. It's cool. Replay gang. You watch it later. Shout out to Sammy Suna. Shout out to Kim Doc. Shout out to Gregory Peaton. Shout out to Fritz Alessandro, best mod in the game. Everybody else is rocking with the show. When is the next game, too, actually?
I know we play Sacramento.
You play Sacramento. We got to win that game.
Maybe a potential trade partner for us.
Precious Achua?
I think I would prefer that over Keon Ellis, actually.
I forgot about Keon Ellis.
Which sounds crazy. But I think I would.
Yeah, we just don't need another guard here, yo. We really don't need another guard here. It's you. I still feel like there's value in Tyler Cole. Tyler Cole didn't even play no damn minutes today, and I feel like we needed some playmaking, in that third quarter from Tyler. So, but I feel you. Maybe return to Precious. That Warriors game should be interesting on Thursday. Just because Draymond Green is like that Draymond Green versus Kat thing is like
that was nasty business.
Year. It's a nasty business last year. And actually, I saw Draymond Green give Kat props after that game because Kat was in the post and kind of cooking them a little bit. I actually feel like Kat had a pretty good game against the Warriors last year. I don't even know if he won, though. I feel like he might have still lost. But that game, to me, is just interesting in general because of that Kat versus Draymond dynamic. So I'm curious to see how that goes. All right.
First up, if you have a hookup for JLS, hit his LinkedIn. Man, Fritz, dude, I love you, bro. You're the best, man.
Yo, Fritz is the man, yo.
Check out Jay's ESPN design. This is a link. Appreciate
it. Yo, this is why I freaking love Fritz, man.
Me too, bro.
I'll take Fritz freaking anywhere. Don't let this thing. All right. You know the guy who just like he don't even have a title, he's just like the fixer or whatever. That's like,
the guy in the chair.
Yeah, like KOT Mafia. Like, what does Fritz do? Why does he get paid so much? Everything. everything.
Go subscribe to the NBA Economy Show, man. Go give an NBA Economy Show a follow and a thumbs up, man.
That's a
Great dude.
That's a great dude.
Fritz would never talk himself up. He's too humble, but I'll talk him up. That's my guy.
Yeah, shout out to Fritz. All right, yo, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Merce out here in these Knick streets. That's the show. We out of here. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.